to think about three things. Yeah. I have to think about the length of what I'm wearing. I have to think about whether it's see-through or not, and I have to think about how my butt looks in what I'm wearing. Because I have to prepare myself mentally for how exactly what I'm wearing will be used against me that day. I have to do that because the sad fact is, if God forbid something happens to me that day, the conversation and the questions that will come afterward will be, you asked for it because of what you wore. Body politics is very complex, but this is one of the manifestations of body politics and how we as women have been stripped of the ownership of our own bodies.
That's real.
For most of us, if not all of us, we were raised in an environment where we were made to understand that our bodies are supposed to be covered. And this was done because we were not, we have to cover our bodies so that we do not tempt the boys, so that we do not tempt the young men in our surroundings. So we were raised to always walk around with the so that, in case our skirt or our dress hikes up that day, we cover up. Or in case we get our period, we have to cover up because our bodies were not something we have to be proud of. So we're taught to cover up all the time. So by this, I mean, I cannot have children when I want to have children. I cannot have the number of children I want to have because culture says that I am supposed to bear my husband a football team of children because that will make him happy, because that is what me as a woman and as a wife and as a mother am supposed to do. And at the same time, culture says that I must submit and satisfy and please my husband in any way and form that he wants, whether or not I consent, and do not get me started on whether or not I am satisfied.
That's real. That's real.
The government, on the other hand, says that I, as a young woman, cannot make decisions about what happens to my uterus and what happens with my uterus. Whether or not it poses danger to myself, my mental health, I cannot make those decisions because as a young woman, I am not supposed to be sexually active. So therefore, that conversation around me getting access to contraceptives cannot be had because I am not supposed to be sexually active. While on the other hand, the young man, the young boys are free to embrace and indulge and explore all kinds of avenues of sex and sexuality. So the government says, no, you cannot have that conversation. You cannot be sexually active. Therefore, this conversation is not going to be had at all. Okay. The only time that women's bodies and women's decisions and the only time that the government says women can own their bodies is when we're talking about overpopulation or the high rates of HIV and STIs. Because the thing is, women's bodies are always at fault when it comes to overpopulation, because the justification is that women did not take birth control when they had to. Therefore, they ended up giving birth to more children than they can afford, and therefore that led to the hike in population in Malawi, and therefore it is the woman's fault. They make it seem as though at the end of the day, we had the choice to say, no, I don't want to have children. At the end of the day, they make it seem like we have that right and we have that power to say, no, I do not want to have children. So the government, so I have a strong negative attitude towards the government. Bear with me on that. Our bodies over the years have become piles and piles of documents that go on and on about why abortions should not be legalized. Because men can back out of a pregnancy, but I cannot back out of a pregnancy. Because we forget that I cannot make a baby on my own. It takes two people to make a child. But we forget that it takes those two people, but the man can back out. Whenever he wants, he can say no. I am saying this because I've had, from my personal experience, he unbuttoned his shirt a bit, and that made me feel some type of way. So I took the opportunity to violate him. Maybe if we change that narrative, or maybe if we just urged people to treat each other as people and not educate our young men and women to look at women as objects of sexual gratification. Maybe if we just told them, look at that person as a person above everything. She is not male, she is not female. She is a person. Maybe if we did that. And maybe if we urged the government to comprehensively educate young people about their sexuality, about their sexual health, instead of just telling them that, you know what, if you are young and you are sexual, you will contract HIV, STDs, and you will get pregnant and eventually die, and that is the end of your life. Maybe if we change the narrative around the ABCs of sex and came up with a more realistic version, because to be honest, abstinence, being faithful, and the use of condoms in our context right now is not really realistic. You can ask around, you can see the research, and you can look at the rates of teenage pregnancies. It's not really realistic. You know, people are not being faithful, obviously. Yeah. Condoms, Malawi has one of the lowest condom usage and contraceptive uptake. Well, abstinence, I can't really speak of that. Yeah, so maybe if we just change the narrative, maybe if we tried something else, we have tried all these methods for a long, long time, and look at where we are now. And as a gentle reminder to finish, a gentle and friendly reminder, I would like to say that sexual satisfaction is everybody's human right. Everybody. We should never give up that right just because of societal norms or just to please another human being. You're right.